eSIM Studios YouTube and mobile app. The eSIM Studios YouTube channel offers the very best technology news and reviews with in-depth coverage found nowhere else. Hosted by founder and creator, Taylor Bell. He's a really good dude, college educated, and worked inside the industry. He knows what he is talking about. The eSIM Studios mobile app is an experience unlike any other tech app, with an easy-to-use interface view, late-breaking tech news from all over the industry, and so much more. The eSIMstudios.app also includes the unlocker. Learn to unlock phones from the professionals for free. The clean and intuitive layout, finding breaking news articles and deals in tech has never been easier. Watch and listen to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel and podcast from within the app. Additional features include easy Gcam download and installation, the Android Flash tool, and sign up for our weekly giveaway drawing. Download the eSIM Studios mobile app at eSIMstudios.app and find us on YouTube by simply searching eSIM Studios.
Welcome back, eSIM Studios podcast live stream, episode number 128 on this Monday afternoon, June 24th, 2024. Hope everybody's having a good day today. It's going to be a quick episode. It's my daughter's birthday, so I'm looking to hit the news and get out of here. So it'll be a quick one today. Tomorrow we'll be right back at you with episode number 129, and probably tomorrow will be a little longer, probably about usual hour episode. Today, probably 15, 20 minutes, right? So I got some very interesting news here in regards to Apple. And then I want to put a company on blast that I attempted to do a trade in and got lowballed. And when I say low, that's an understatement. Very low actually. But I will leave the name of that company as a teaser because it may or may not surprise you. Daniel, what's going on? Yeah, I was gonna buy. Well, screw it. We'll get into it right now. I was gonna buy a Snapdragon X Elite laptop, right? So I was like, well, cool. Actually, I heard the Lenovo. So I've narrowed it down to 3. So Acer makes a Snapdragon X Elite laptop. However, there's no time date on its launch, on its release date. They have the product page up, but there's no word on pricing. There's no word on release date. For whatever reason, they're taking their time, right? And the what is it called? The dev kit that I wanted to get, the little mini PC, still not for sale. But I narrowed it down to 3. So it's the Samsung Galaxy, what do they call it? Book 4 Edge, whatever. Because I have Samsung devices, it has Samsung apps on the laptop. So Notes, all your Samsung apps will sync up to it perfectly. So I was like, well, that'll be the obvious choice. And then the Microsoft, I think Microsoft, what do they call it? Microsoft Surface 11. This is a little tablet, kind of like would compete against the iPad, basically. And then the laptop Surface, Microsoft Surface Laptop 7. I don't know. But they have one in a tablet form with the X Elite, and then they have one in a laptop form with the X Elite. So I got it down to those 3. And the Lenovo. Now, I was doing some research. The Lenovo one was the one I was going to pull the trigger on, simply because a lot of publications came out in the last 24 hours. So the reviewers have been able to post their findings, their reviews for the last few days. But in the last 24 hours, this Lenovo one keeps on popping up. How good it is. It actually scored the highest benchmark scores out of any Snapdragon X Elite machine. Yes, the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 scored the absolute highest. Where are we at? I have the article right here. So I was like, well, shoot, I'll probably get that one, right? Check this out. Where are we? Here we go. Check this out. So, let me get. So check this out. So, I saw this article earlier today, and I was like, whoa. So I was like, huh. Now check this out too. They offer a 16 gig of RAM model. Best Buy only sells the 16 gigabytes of RAM model. If you want to get the 32 gig, you have to get it from Lenovo.com. Now, the one that has 32 gigs, I think the base price is $11.99, so it's $1,200. They're only adding on an extra $48 for the upgrade to 32 gigs. So you're looking at like $12.50. That's a steal. And if you consider, yes, it is a lot, but look, if you compare all the other Snapdragon X Elite models with 32 gigs of RAM, you're looking at least $1,500, $1,600, $1,700. The Samsung one, actually, you know what? I don't even think the Samsung one comes in 32 gigs. Anyways, I did the comparison earlier today. If the cheapest 32 gig of RAM model out of any Snapdragon X Elite laptop is this Lenovo, again, about $12.50. I was like, holy shit. It's like a no-brainer. I see all this stuff pop up on how good of performer this is. It has a 3K screen, AMOLED screen. Beautiful device, 14.5, so it's not too small at 13, and not too big at 16. It's right in, but perfect size. So I was like, well, shit, that looks like the one to get. So, here, we'll get into what happened, but here's the And my previous, we have a Lenovo Yoga 6 here. It's got the Ryzen 7 5000 series, Ryzen 7. So it's what, 2 years old, something like that. So I mean, it's not. It was that alone was 1300 brand new. So I was expecting, maybe they said Lenovo has on their website, they have a trade-in offer. I'm like, well, hell, let me just, like with Samsung, how we do with these phones. Well, let me just see how much they'll offer for this Lenovo. So it cuts the hassle out of me having to sell it. I can just trade it in. They'll take it off of whatever of the price of this new Lenovo, right? And I'm only paying $400 or $500 out of pocket. So something like that. So here you can see the benchmark scores. Look at this. So this Lenovo is the best performing X Elite laptop. Beats the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro with the M3, right? Remember, the M4 CPU will be in MacBooks in the future, but at the moment, the M4 is only in the iPad Pro. So when you compare it to all the laptops, it beats it, right? I mean, look at this. Twice as good right there. So these scores are freaking awesome. I mean, these are phenomenal scores. Now, I went to Lenovo's website. Oh, and speaking of battery life, oops, here we go. Here's another score for Lenovo. Battery life is like 2 days strong. So I'm like, well, it's a no-brainer. Let me just get the Lenovo. So right before I went live, I attempted to do this. And I proceeded to... Oh, here's the other thing. So I found out before in the fine print, when I was typing in my device information, the trade-in, it says in fine print, once you trade in your device, they will give you a prepaid Visa card with however much is on that trade. So if they're going to offer me $450 for the laptop, they'll put $450 on a prepaid debit card, Visa debit card. So I was like, really? So it's not like Samsung, it's not like Apple, it's not like Google, where you can trade in the device and then they'll deduct that amount off of your total. No. Now, for side note, I don't know if I've ever purchased a laptop from a manufacturer. I think all my laptops I've ever gotten were from Best Buy. I have a Best Buy account. Actually, I don't pay any taxes on there. Well, I have a LLC, but that's why. That's why I typically buy from Best Buy, right? Open box, all this stuff. But remember, they do not sell the 32 gigabyte Lenovo machine at Best Buy. It's only on Lenovo. So I was like, well, shit, I got to get it from Lenovo. So that was a bummer. They don't deduct the total. So you got to pay out of pocket, whatever it is, $12.50. So I proceeded to, I was like, well, let me see how much they're going to give me for this. Because then I was thinking, well, shit, I could just, if they give me $400 on that debit card, well, I'll get it in the mail. And I could, well, I was going through a lot of scenarios in my head, but check this out. Do I still have it up? I think I closed the window out. Okay, so get this. The trade-in value, $10. $10.05. $10.05. What the hell is going on? I said, hold up, is that right? And I thought I entered something wrong. So I refreshed the page. I do it all over again. I type in the model, all the information. $10.05. Look at this. So I made a community tab. Check this out. Community post. $10.05. Shipping would, really? Now, they're probably trying to get you, they're probably trying to resell it, right? Or somehow make some money back on it. I'm not doing that. So there goes that idea. So if you are interested in buying, now, I think Best Buy has trade-in you can trade in a device, and I think, I might try that or try that tomorrow morning to see. But I forgot, they don't have the 32 gigs. Damn it. So I'll probably just have to try and sell it. You know what I might do? I might put it up for sale on my website. Clean it up. There's some sticker goo see this? I clean all that up, factory reset it, and then I may just put it up for sale on my website. What the hell's going on? I thought I had more than a couple pictures. Oh well. Anyways, there goes that idea. So I'm still on the hunt for an X Elite machine, but it's all good. I'll see what Samsung has to offer, but I really like that Lenovo. Anyways, so check this out. Apple is back at it with the EU, or should I say the EU is back at it with Apple. So we got news today. If you do this, so the EU, as all you know, has put enormous amounts of pressure on Apple. Actually forced Apple's hand, make them put a USB Type-C port, right, in their iPhones, which was spurred by the European Union. And they also basically forced Apple's hand in providing European consumers a third party when it comes to app stores. As you know, Android, they have the Google Play Store, and they discourage people from downloading APK files for Android devices and installing them just because the risk of security, what have you, and that's understandable. But it's there if you want to, right? There's tons of third-party Android app sites. Zero for Apple. So the EU forced Apple's hand again and they put their iron fist down. They fined Apple, and we did cover this, but not only that, they said, if you don't make these changes, you're not selling your products in Europe, which would be an enormous hit for Apple's revenue, right? It's not the biggest market for Apple, but it's certainly worth billions of dollars. Now, we got news today. The European Union is upset again at Apple, right? So the European Union's regulators have now accused Apple of breaking tough new digital competition rules by preventing app developers from freely directing consumers to cheaper services. The European Commission's preliminary findings stem from an investigation back in March. It says, if found guilty, the company could face a fine of up to 10% of its $383 billion in annual global revenue. And that's not all. They can actually push the fine and increase it to 20% of Apple's $383 billion annual global revenue. Huge fines. So 10% of $383 billion is $38.3 billion. That's an enormous fine. And again, they can double that to 20%. Almost, over 70, probably like 70, over 70, $75 billion, which would be huge. Now, I don't believe they're going to do that. I believe they're just going to use this fine, this enormous fine. I believe they're going to hang it over the head of Apple. Basically telling them, look, if you don't do what we say, we're going to fine you, whatever, $38 billion, right? And if you really push us, we're going to fine you the double, which is like $75 billion. So today's actions marks the first time the Commission has accused a company of breaching its landmark Digital Markets Act. So this is the first time the EU has accused of any tech company of breaching their Digital Markets Act. So this Digital Markets Act, which came into force in March, is a sweeping set of competition rules aimed at curbing the power of big tech, right? So everybody, Apple, Google, and Facebook, or Meta, who this impacts the most. Google has played by the rules. Meta has played by the rules, except for Apple, right? Now let's get into the specific charges, right? So the Commission must reach a final decision on whether Apple has failed to comply with the DMA within 1 year from its opening of its investigation, March 25th. Damn. So this is going to play out, right? So they have a year to make their final decision. Now, they probably will make a final decision, and they're going to use this time. I was going to say they're probably going to make their final decision sooner than a year, and they're going to use this time to negotiate with Apple. Apple doesn't want to pay $38 billion fine. So they're going to work something out, right? So Apple said over the past few months, it had made a quote-unquote a number of changes to comply with the European Union's Digital Markets Act in response to feedback from developers and the European Commission. Hey, let's go back. So they're claiming European Union, they're accusing Apple of breaking tough new digital competition rules by preventing app developers from freely directing consumers to cheaper services. So they're basically on Apple's side, they're preventing or stopping developers from offering, from listing, from even mentioning and or referencing their application on other markets. So as you know, or maybe you don't know, Apple takes 40% of all of their App Store revenue. So if I have an application on the App Store and I charge it or put it up there for $1, right? Apple gets 40 cents out of every sale, or every app purchase that's $1, they get 40 cents. So the EU told Apple, and Apple did comply in the past, where hey, you have to offer another app service, right? Like I mentioned, Android, like Android does with APK Mirror. That's one of the ones I use. I don't use any others. It's just APK Mirror, but there's nothing for Apple. So the EU forced that. Now, Apple, when shipping new devices to Europe, whether it be an iPhone, iPad, they actually come with now I don't have one, obviously I don't have one, but I don't know if it comes with a third-party app store on there, or if it will allow you to install a third-party app store. I'm not really sure how that works, but only in the EU can you do this, right? And it's geo-fenced. So if you take that iPad that has a third-party app store on it and you come visit the US, it will be deactivated once you leave basically the European border. It'll deactivate it. Whether if you're on a network, it'll automatically deactivate it, or if you're on an airplane, as soon as you land and connect to a network, it'll deactivate it. So you can't take it here to the US and have another app store, right? So Apple did that. However, they put some limitations on there that I didn't think the EU was thinking about. So Apple kind of sidestepped that. But Apple is basically telling enforcing these app developers you better not promote and or recommend your application on any other app store. And you cannot have any links to your app on any third-party app store. And you cannot mention your application on any other app store, right? So Apple wants you to purchase and use all iOS apps on the Apple App Store. Basically, they're trying each and every little way, every little nook and cranny, right? They're looking into how can we maximize our profits? How can we make sure our consumers, our users, don't get their apps or any services on any other app stores? Well, this was one of the ways. Basically, strong-arming the developers and punishing them and or banning them as a developer or with an Apple developer account. They'll just lock your account or your account won't work anymore if they find out you're promoting or you have links to any other app store outside of the Apple Play Store. So that's what the fuss is about. And they're back at it again. I kind of enjoy watching this from afar. They're actually able to force some changes right out of Apple that the U.S. government has not. Now, Apple's got a lot more money invested in lobbyists and in Washington, which is why nothing has really gotten done about it here, because, you know, if you invest billions of dollars in lobbying, right, you put money in politicians' pockets and boost up their campaigns, of course they're going to side with you if you put money in every single Republican and Democrat. Because when you're as big as Apple, it doesn't matter who wins. We put money in your pocket. They could put money in they could put money in the pockets and in the campaigns of two separate politicians running against each other, right? And just whoever happens to win, oh, we gave you money, so you got to vote our way. That's how this stuff works. They don't have much pull in Europe, right? Look, they're obviously free countries in Europe, but it's much easier to do it at your home base and in your home country than do it over there, because they also have to worry about there's different governments in each European country. So it's a little more difficult doing it over there. Plus, you're looked at as an outsider, right? So they don't have much pull over there. And I'm loving this. That's why they're able to get a lot of changes, right? European Union, they're able to get a lot of changes. And I just wish, look, I take that back. I really don't want government in I guess it's okay on certain things, but overall, I'd prefer government to stay out of this stuff. But every once in a while, they need to protect. Obviously, if a company's doing wrongdoing, harming people, hurting people, or ripping people off, no competition. I get it, sort of, but this is interesting though. This is an interesting story that seems like it never dies, because over the last year we've probably reported on new instances, new reports, new filings, probably 4 or 5 times in the last year. So today marks another chapter in the book of Apple versus the European Union. Stay tuned to eSIM Studios, subscribe to the channel, and I'll bring you updates with this. I find it interesting. And it could change. Look, they forced Apple's hand USB Type-C. Now, would have Apple done that, in the future? Who knows? Maybe. Who knows? But they did it. So this can and possibly will affect you here. But very interesting turn of events. We will stay up to date with all this. Now, for all the Samsung users out there, I think this will work with all Samsung Galaxy devices. I have not tried it yet. I'm going to install it on my device, and I'm probably going to do an app review video tomorrow. So check this out. Where are we? Okay. So there's a new app. Apparently, it's been around for a while, but it's just now activated for Galaxy devices. So if you're unaware, I was unaware before seeing this. There's an application called Blackmagic Camera app. It is activated on the Play Store, but it's only for Galaxy devices. So I actually downloaded it on my Galaxy devices. I tried to find it in the Play Store on the Nothing phone and the OnePlus phone. It does not even show up. So it's specifically for Galaxy devices. But apparently, it has been around for a while, and it gets absolutely fabulous results. Again, I've never heard of this before. I just downloaded it, and as soon as we get off here, I'm going to start taking some pictures and some videos, right? So the stock Samsung camera app is pretty damn good already. The stock Samsung app does offer pro-grade video recording. However, this Blackmagic camera app offers pro-grade video recording as well. However, with extra features that the stock Samsung camera app does not have. So now you'll have a second option for pro-grade video recording, which is very cool. Apparently, now I don't know who this was released for previously, which phones, which models. It says Blackmagic, the company renowned for making extremely high-end cameras, there you go, has now released an Android app called Blackmagic. It offers granular manual controls, audio levels, current statuses, and recording parameters, frame guides, frame rate, histogram, ISO, levels, shutter angle, tint, white balance. Sometimes I like these apps, but sometimes there's almost too many options. Like, look at this. Like, I don't know. Is there an automatic I can put it on? Sometimes I start playing with it so much that I totally jack up the final result, right? But if you are used to pro level tweaking, pro level recording, maybe you do this as a hobby, maybe you do as a job, help yourself, because this looks like it's got a lot of pro options. Check this out. Lens data, Google Pixel 8 Pro. Can you get it on the Pixel? Hang on. I got my Pixel up. I got my Pixel right here. Let me check it real quick, because that would, if we can get it on your Pixel too, that would include a lot of people, especially that view this channel. And then I got to get out of here. It's my daughter's birthday today, so let's see. What is it? Blackmagic. I don't see it on the Play Store. It does not pop up. Oh, you know what I can do? I can go to my Galaxy. I can go to the Blackmagic app listing on the Play Store on my Galaxy device, and it'll tell me. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir. I will let her know that you said happy birthday. Thank you. I can go find this app on my Galaxy device on the Play Store, and it'll tell me what devices it's installable. Okay, so it does say Pixel 8. but I can't find it on my Pixel 8. So look. Samsung. Here's the app. Says available on my Samsung or my Pixel. However, when I look it up on the Pixel, nothing shows up. But I'm going to hit install right now and we'll give it a try. So, anyways, if you have a Galaxy device and or a Pixel device, go ahead and download that. Give it a try. Let me know if you can tell any difference. I also have, if you're interested in another camera app, I also have the Gcam app available as well. So on eSIMstudios.app. Now I'm going to put the App Store listing. If you cannot find it on your device, on your Pixel, it does not show up like it did not show up on this one, but I had to install it from another device. I'm going to put the link. Did it install? It sure did. It just installed it. So I'm going to put the link, whatever device you have right now, I'm going to put the link to this in the description box of this video. And if it does not show up on your device, for whatever reason, if you have a Pixel still not showing up, come to this video, go to the description box and hit the link, and it'll take you right to it, because it didn't show up when I searched for it on the Pixel, but it's now installed. So let me get out of here, guys. I gotta roll. I'm gonna link that app right now. So appreciate y'all joining me. Thank you very much. Test out that app. I'm gonna test it out here and take some birthday pictures. Hey, good excuse to test it. And we will revisit this tomorrow. I also have tomorrow, I promise, I'm gonna be taking a bunch of pictures with the OnePlus 12 and the Samsung S24 Ultra. The results are going to surprise you. But I'm going to put a little video together and upload that tomorrow. And then I'll do the live. I'll upload that before the live stream. And then we can view it afterwards during the live stream. And I want to know your thoughts. Very, very interesting. I think we can discuss that tomorrow. I think that's a good discussion. Just how far OnePlus has come. Is it the camera king? Maybe. Join me tomorrow. We'll have that discussion. Appreciate it, guys. Peace out. Y'all have a good afternoon, okay? Thank you.